Who in the service? See that, Bob?
Shalom.
Shalom.
This
All
is,
praises to the Most High Power.
Awaco Israel Ministries here on a lovely Thursday evening. We do thank and praise the Most High. Ahayah, bahashem, Yashayah, Ruach for another day and another opportunity to be on in front of our viewers. We do always do thank the Most High for this truth.
Oh, look, Josh. I'm going. I'm at the screen. Josh, come on.
What I want to do.
Let me check up. Okay. All right, brother. Okay, good. Go ahead, brother.
What I want to do is
let's give a little warning in Jeremiah and Isaiah tonight. Just for a few minutes, Josh. If you want to go there. All right. Not.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the return of Christ. Of course, we're going to show a video.
Everything's going to matter, no matter what the Christians
so that they can battle them. Usually, I'm going to tell you, they usually come in through some type of emotional trauma.
Yeah.
That's when they usually gain entrance, when your emotions are at a height and your guard is at a low. I'm going to give an example of that. When someone is doing something against you, or when you try to do something back, that's when you know, okay, it's starting to affect me. That the spirits just need a way in. And it usually starts by an attack, battle, or an offense. Somebody did something to you that had the spirit. But when you do it back, now the spirit is no longer on that particular person. Now, it's easier to explain than to execute when it's you're the one being done wrong. Okay? You can explain it once you sit back and examine it and talk about it. But when it's you really, no one can tell you that, okay, something is happening with you. Actually, a spirit is about to use you. See, and if we all, not just you, if we all operate like Christ told the disciples, when it happens, there will not be murder. Because usually, hey, listen to some of the stories of how when people get killed, it's usually something that's small happened. And but somebody had to go the next yard. And then the person whom was offended or got hit or hurt, now they got to go the next yard. And now somebody's dead. The spirit that got a soul to hell. Now the spirit is looking for another person to go into to do the same thing perpetually. It's a cycle. Because once you're out, they don't need you no more. And then they go find someone else. You're out. So this is how it works. So Christ gave us details in Matthew 10 of how not to let the spirit come in us, even if we see it. Let's start at Matthew 5 and 3. All Yashayah is right.
St. Matthew chapter 5, verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of the Most High. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when ye shall revile, when men shall revile you, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake.
And say all types of evil things against you falsely for Yashayah's sake. Read.
Verse 12. Rejoice and be rewarded, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Now you can do one or two things. You can react to what someone is doing to you, or you can understand that this is part of the trial. This is part of what it takes to make it. If you get caught up into it, what's going to happen? You understand? That spirit is now going to use you. It's going to go further into it. Read.
Verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men.
Let's go to the 21st verse.
Verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill. And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
So we can't be angry. We can't be angry with our brethren, no matter what the case is. Because why? Anger leads to all the things that the fallen angels were teaching, and their children was teaching, right? Read.
Verse 22. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Go ahead.
Whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say...
When it says Rakah, it's not Rakah. It's talking about vain fellow. When you look this word up, it's vain fellow, or just saying, well, this person doesn't matter, or this person is a fool, or just being condescending to your own brother. That's what that's speaking of. I want to go into one thing clear on this. Let's go down to the 38th verse to show you more fruits of knowledge to know how not to let another spirit jump from one person into you. Because believe it or not, it might be for a moment that the spirit is in the person. It don't live in the person. It just got in the person during a point of anger or a point of emotional stress.
No, outside.
So it's just there to cause a confrontation so that somebody get taken out. That's what it's there for.
Wow.
You understand? When you go to the beginning and look into their origin, you know that they deal with those moments. Why? Because the spirit, when you read the book of Enoch in the 15th chapter on, it lets you know that one of the curses is that spirit will be in them so that they can eventually destroy each other in a great battle. It's what the Greeks call the clash of the Titans. They killed each other off through war. And that's the spirit behind all these wars we see today. All these countless people dying for nothing. It's the spirit of the Titan. So it's the same thing. That Titan story is correct. The clash of the Titans is actually written of in the book of Enoch. The curse was that their sons would end up envying and hating each other and fall out in the war and kill each other. But their spirits would not dwell in the earth or in heaven. They will be dwelling within the earth as demons or spirits. So these spirits operate a moment. They're just looking to get somebody killed. And then after that, you sitting there looking like, man, I don't know what I did. Why? Because you were taken for that moment. Or I don't know what I said. I don't know why I said that. You were taken for that moment. You didn't mean those things. You didn't mean to do those things, but that moment is when they strike. Read the 38th verse. Let's start with 37.
Verse 37. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay.
Why did Yashayah say, let your communication be yes or no? Read.
For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil.
Anything, yes or no, cometh from evil. I know people sometimes want to say, well, you know, I don't know, but really you're trying to get around being straight. So first of all, if you can't do something, just say I can't do it. No. If I can do it, say yes. Because if you can't do it and you say no, the person might be mad at you, but at least you didn't tell them something and didn't do it. So now that keeps down the anger, keep down the fighting. Christ says, let everything be yes or no. That's it. You try it that way, it'll be less strife. Stop trying to be negotiable all the time. If you don't want to do something, if you can't do it, not if you want, because sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. But if you can't do something, it's okay to say, you know what, I can't do it. No. Christ says, let it be no or yes. Everything else is strife. Now, the world is not used to operating like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Finish reading.
Verse 38. You have heard that it have been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth.
It was said in the Old Testament, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But what?
But I say unto you,
that
you resist not evil.
Resist not evil.
But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other cheek also.
It's talking about your brother. Okay? That means not to sit there and be getting slapped up. It ain't saying that. But it's saying that, listen, you must forgive. That's what it's going into. Forgiveness. If your brother do something to you, you know what I mean? You know, you got to give him another chance. Or you got a choice if someone do physically smite you.
Compels you to go a mile, go two.
You can smite them back and someone end up dying, or you can walk away. Is your pride more important than your life? Christ told them, he said, listen, I can call 5 legions right now
demons,
and take care of all of you. I can wipe all of you out. But did Christ say anything when they were putting him on the cross and they were smiting him and destroying him? These were spirits operating.
He got mad, yeah. Well, that's when
so you got a choice.
Well, they were probably mad too.
I know a lot of so-called brave people who stood there to fight and was taken and were put 6 feet under. And they were probably the one that was in the right and end up dying. So Christ let us know how to operate in this time. You got to learn to agree in certain situations. Say, listen, you know, you're right. You know, I don't want no trouble here. When it comes to the authority, the same thing. Listen, I don't want no trouble here. You know, I got my Bible. I just want to praise. I want to praise the Lord. Okay. Somebody smite you on the cheek, and that's enough. Dead wrong. Like, you know what? If I say something, I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm not going to say it. Go ahead. Say it. I'm not going to do it. That's what turning the other cheek is. And then they get so angry, the spirit will just leave. And the spirit is going to do this until Christ destroys them. This is what they do. But look how many people they have taken down that path. And those people receive the judgment before the fallen ones, before their children. There's more. Read.
Verse 40. And if any man will sue thee at the law.
If any man sue you at the law.
And take away thy coat.
And take away thy coat. Because some people get mad. But you're going to sue me. You're going to do this against me. Read.
Let him have thy cloak also.
Listen, you can have it all. What else you want? Okay? Listen, I didn't bring anything in this world. I'm not attached to this world. If that's going to make you feel good, going into court and doing all those things, Christ actually touched on all the areas in which spirits can jump into a person. Money, time, someone hitting you or violating your space, someone trying to take you to court. He touched on all these other areas, knowing that if you can hold your vessel, even if someone is coming against you, then that's going to be the spirit that's going to have you endure to the end. You know how many people are going to be doing things to you as we go through these last times?
Mm.
You don't want to be taking over a futile, a simple argument that could have been solved by you just walking away, and you got work to do, and you got more things to do.
Some of them.
All right. So
It's going to get worse.
I just wanted to go into that because I wanted to go into more so the origin of something
We're going to be
to understand the
Antichrist,
power of fasting. Matter of fact, let's get that. Where it tell you that some come out
not the Christian
not
Jews.
but
They want to be loved.
fasting.
They love the whole world. I love gospel. So you see the difference, brothers and sisters, in really putting up with someone and not getting angry, so you don't cause that demon to rise up against you. I learned that myself last year with my neighbor, and I experienced it pretty bad. He done something that I forgave him, but I got angry. And just like Brother Ricard just said, we have to forbear more and more, and as we see this day approaching. Christian church, Satan's got the church locked down. The ones who keep the law and the Sabbath and the feast days and holy days are going to be attacked.
Absolutely.
You want to say something, Mary?
And that spirit can jump into you,
Not into, on you.
on you. Oh, yeah, well, same thing.
Yeah.
And you do look evil. When
When it comes near you, yeah. Because
because
it's getting ready to use you.
You have it distorts your face.
Mm-hmm. That's why we need to be prayed up, fasted up, prayed up.
Anyway, before we go into this about the return of Christ, I figured we go into, of course,
Yeah, man. Hey, Emma. Good to poopy girl.
more videos we can always look at. What I want to do,
Y'all already cursing in their truck all by
before we show you the scriptures here about the return of the Messiah, what I want to do is go into the reason why he's returning. Let's go to Genesis 49. Go into the tribes again. Because what's the reason that Christ is returning?
He's not returning for the whole world.
He's not returning for a religious system either.
That's right. He's coming back for his people. And anybody else who's kept the law, right, Tony? The Sabbath, the holy days, and loves Christ and loves his doctrines and obeys them. That's who he's coming back for. And that could be Gentiles too. But he's coming back for his people.
At the top, we're going to go through the tribes. So Genesis, and I'll read here and there too. Genesis 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Look at that. Gather yourselves together. This is the gathering that he's talking about.
So what's that referring to? The last days is referring to right now. So all these prophetic scriptures that Jacob would utter would identify the 12 tribes of Israel in the Western world and all over the earth scattered today. If you read about this in the New Testament, the Bible speaks about in Peter the diaspora or the scattering. Okay, gather yourselves together that
I may tell you.
Gather yourselves together, ye sons of Jacob,
Okay.
and hearken unto your father Israel, your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of might, and the excellency of power.
Of dignity. And the excellency of power.
Mm-hmm. So the tribe read,
unstable as water, thou shalt not excel.
So who has not excelled here in America? The Seminole Indians.
That's
and
right.
Also the Aboriginals of Australia. So that identifies the tribe of Reuben as the Seminole Indians here in Australia.
Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel.
Why? Because they did not make peace pacts with the Europeans.
That's right. Because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest it. Defilest thou it. He went up to my couch.
Now, remember, also that's part of it. But remember, in verse 1, it tells us that all these prophecies would be pertaining to the tribes before Christ returns. This is also letting us know that they are not in the land of Israel right now.
That's right.
Y'all don't have to go there, but I'll read it. Psalms. To show also about the other tribes. Mainly, this is referring to the tribe of Reuben. You got Psalms 50, 55.
It's going to be a sad day, Josh, for religious people when he comes back. Every time you keep pressing your body on that, it's going to get weaker and weaker, Dion.
Where is it? Hold on, everybody.
What are you looking for? Psalms 51?
Where was it? Psalms 50. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
Psalm 55, verse 18, also speaks about the tribe of Reuben and why they did not excel here in America. It says, God shall, the Most High shall hear and afflict them, even that he that abideth of old, Selah, because they have no charges. Speaking about, now if you go into that word charges, it also means conscience or morals. So the Europeans came here with no mindset of peace. Therefore, he does not fear the Most High. He hath put forth his hands against such as that was at peace with him.
That's right.
Meaning, the Europeans came here purposely to put their hands at it against the natives.
And they were at peace. They were very peaceful people. They weren't renegades and red animals like the Europeans claimed.
With those that are at peace with him. The words of his mouth, speaking of the Europeans, were smoother than butter, but war was in his mind.
All right.
His words were smoother than oil, yet they were drawn swords.
Look at that. In other words, they were planning evil against them, and they were talking nice, but in their spirit, they meant war. They meant killing. And that's how they came to America. They knew exactly who the tribes were.
So back to Genesis 49 and verse 5.
Simeon and Levi are brethren.
Hold on. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Read.
Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations.
Who is Simeon? Simeon are the Dominican
Republic. That's
right here.
Uh-huh.
The Dominicans, the Taino Indians, and the priestly tribe of Levi. Okay?
That's right.
We understand this. So when it talks about, hold on.
Instruments of cruelty are witchcraft. What do you call that? Santeria? What was that, Tony? They had there from the Catholic Church. What is that? Santeria, Mary?
So basically, what are these two islands known for? Witchcraft, voodoo, Santa Maria, Django.
Right.
All these. So these are the things that are within the habitation of Levi and Simeon.
That's what he's saying here.
Read.
O my soul, come not thou into their secret.
Uh-huh.
In other words, if you go in there, you're going to be in trouble if you don't know what's going on. Unto their assembly, mine honor, be not thou united.
So don't unite with their witchcraft.
That's right. For in their anger, they slew a man.
So
Shechem, remember?
So now, when that spirit gets on people, witchcraft can kill people.
That's right.
Or possess you with a demon.
And in their self-will, they dig down a wall.
Read.
The city of Shechem, right? When they killed Dinah or raped her. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide. Oh no, look at that, Josh. The Bible doesn't divide. I will divide them in Jacob.
So that's why they are split between the Dominicans and the so-called Haitians.
And they hate each other. And scatter them in Israel.
Read.
Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
So Judah are the so-called Negroes here in America.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. In other words, they'll have a way in to watch our sports and all that, and okay, and entertainment. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee, and he did. Remember in the Egypt, Judah is a lion's whelp,
a little lion cub.
From the prey,
my
son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
So because a lion can destroy and kill, so the system will never rile this tribe up. In other words, never give them their identity.
Come on. That's why we're here, and the rest of us are. The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
Why? Because Christ is from the tribe of Judah.
Nor a Lord giver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, peace come.
Read.
And unto him
which
shall
is Christ,
the gathering of the people be. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass colt unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes.
Read.
His eyes shall be red with wine.
In other words, Christ is coming back with fire or anger in his eyes.
Come on. And his teeth white with milk.
Read.
Okay. Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea.
So in the last days in the Western world, the tribe of Zebulun will dwell at the haven of the seas. Which is the haven of the seas? The Panama Canal. Read.
And his border shall be unto Zidon.
Who is this? The indigenous Panamanians and Colombians. Why? Because Panama and Colombia used to be the same country. Read.
Issachar is a strong ass, crouching down between two burdens.
Now, when I say native indigenous, I mean the original people that were here prior to the Europeans. Now, depending on who their father is, the Bible says you are who your father is. So if you are full-blooded Latino or Mexican, you are what they call Mexican. You are Issacharite. So read.
And he saw that rest was good. And they have a lot of siestas, the Mexicans, and the land that it was pleasant.
The so-called land of Mexico.
And bowed his shoulder to bear. They worked really hard day and night, and became a servant unto tribute. Worked for nothing, even in their own country.
Read.
Dan,
stop.
Stop. Okay. Gad, Josh.
Yep.
Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome in the last.
So, which is the troop that overcame Gad? The U.S. Army.
Out of Asher, his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties.
So, who is Asher? Asher and the royal dainties, according to Deuteronomy 33, or iron and brass and oil. So, and we also know that Asher would also have lots of children, as we're going to read, but we'll read it anyway. So Asher is the indigenous natives of Brazil and Venezuela. Read.
Naphtali is a hind let loose.
So Naphtali is a hind let loose. They're very graceful people.
He giveth goodly words.
Speaking of like aloha and the way they greet people.
Hawaii.
And we also know
Samoans,
that if you go into Deuteronomy 33 and it talks about how they will possess the south and the seas, or the Wayam in the Hebrew, meaning they will, it reads, they will possess the west and the south, but the word west should not be west, it should be seas. So they will possess the seas of the south, meaning Hawaii and Samoa, and there are a lot of indigenous Israelites still living in the South Sea Islands,
Mhm.
like Fiji and all Easter Island and all these other islands are actually the indigenous people are of the tribe of Naphtali. Read.
Joseph is a fruitful bar.
So Joseph had two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Ephraim and Manasseh.
Even a fruitful bar by a well,
Uh-huh.
whose branches run over the wall.
If you
Many
notice
children.
about these two tribes, these through so-called groups here, the so-called Puerto Ricans and Cubans
They
have
keep their
large
families together.
families and they have lots of children.
Right. And they try to keep their families together.
Read.
The archers have sorely grieved him
So that's speaking about the European conquistadors.
and shot at him
Read.
and hated him.
Uh-huh.
But his bow abide in strength,
Read.
and the arms of his hands were made strong
Uh-huh.
by the hands of the mighty power of Jacob.
Uh-huh.
From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel, even by the power of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee,
Uh-huh.
with blessings of heaven above,
Mm-hmm.
blessings of the deep that lieth under, blessings of the beast and of the womb.
Of the what?
Womb.
So that's letting you know that these women of as well as all the Israelite women would have lots of children. They would be blessed with fertility. They would be very fertile.
Mm-hmm. Again, Mary 26.
The blessing of thy father have prevailed above the blessing of my progenitors.
Right, progenitors, right.
Unto the uttermost bound.
You were right first, utmost bound.
Utmost bound of the everlasting hills.
Good.
Speaking about the everlasting hills in Puerto Rico and Cuba.
That's right.
They shall be on the head of Joseph and on the crown of
So who is Joseph? Joseph, his son Ephraim, is the so-called Puerto Ricans today, the indigenous Tainos of Puerto Rico and Cuba, who is Manasseh. Read.
that was separated from the brethren.
Benjamin.
Who?
Benjamin shall raven as a wolf.
So the Maroons, who are the tribe of Benjamin, who became the Jamaicans, they raven as a wolf. In other words, speaking about the music they sing, the way they raven, like a wolf, the way they howl, the way they sing in their music.
In the morning he shall devour the prey.
So in the morning, when they would be taken, especially one of this tribe, of all the tribe, one of the tribes would overtake ships, slave ships, and kill the crews. This tribe was very hard to conquer and to enslave because they would always rebel. So the Jamaicans are naturally very tough people, so-called Jamaicans, the Benjamites.
Well, that's why they took Benjamin, Jacob, and Levi on the ships. And at night he shall divide the spoil. Speaking
about going back to their land.
That's why they took Benjamin.
Let's go to Joel now.
And Levi, because they want to destroy the law from them.
Joel 3. Joel 3.
I think it's after Hosea, Mary. Yeah.
It's after Hosea. Joel 3:1.
3:1. You can read that, Mary.
Now we're going into the return of
I want to say that. Listen, audience. That's why Benjamin, Levi, and Yehuda were on the ships, because Yehuda was praising people. They didn't want them to do that, right? At the Willows. Benjamin is what? People who couldn't be conquered, really. And Levi is the law givers. They didn't want that law to be taught to them in America. Wow. I just got that.
Wow.
Is that all right, Josh?
The king, the priest, and the warrior.
Look at that. Look at that, man. But I like what these two brothers said at the gym to me, that we're the first to come to America, Gad. I said, that's right. black people were in America first.
For behold, the days come.
Come on. Wait, two where?
3.
3 where? Oh, first, get it.
For behold, in those days and in that time, the last days, just like we read in Genesis, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. In other words, who is Judah and who is Jerusalem? Levi, Benjamin, and Judah.
Wow, right there, Josh. I will also gather all nations.
I will also do what?
Okay, read, Josh.
Read.
I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And will plead with them.
Who is them? The nations that have divided. Again, let me show you. Who have they divided? The 12 tribes. Make sure we put this in all our lessons. This is what the return of the Messiah is all about.
That's it. Whether you like it or not. He ain't coming back as a little baby Jesus with blue eyes and blonde hair and loving everybody. Valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel.
For who?
My heritage.
My what?
My heritage.
Everybody.
My heritage.
The Christian church.
Israel. Baptist. Whom they have scattered.
Whom they have what?
Scattered among the nations.
So how did they scatter them? Through the transatlantic slave trade.
That's right.
Right? And the Arab slave trade.
That's right. And parted my land.
And did what?
And parted my land.
So they divided the land amongst themselves, the nations, and they're calling, and the Khazars,
and they're calling themselves the Hebrews.
or the Khazar king, the Khazars, or the from Russia are now claiming they are the children of Israel.
And they have cast lots for my people.
They have what?
Cast lots.
So hold on. They have cast lots, meaning they have bidded for them.
This might sound shocking. I'm going to stop Josh for 1 second. I like what you just read. Anybody who bought land here in America, it's not yours. It never was.
That's why they make you pay rent.
Why do you think you had to buy from the government? The government robbed it from the American tribes of Gad. Hello? Go ahead, Josh. And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot.
So they would rate, the masters would also break the buck or rate boys.
And sold a girl for wine.
So they would sell slaves for corn, for wine, for guns, for molasses, for anything they could trade with.
That they might drink.
Read.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre?
Tyre and Sidon are Islamic countries, and Islam had Muslims actually were the first to deal with the slave trade before Esau did.
And Zidon.
And
all the coast of Palestine.
Read.
Will ye render me a recompense?
Come on.
Will ye?
And
it all, I read that.
No, recompense. And if ye recompense me.
I did that.
No, you just you stopped at the first recompense.
And if ye recompense me.
Right. Swiftly.
And speedily will I return your recompense.
Recompense.
Recompense upon your own head.
Good.
So he's going to get the Muslims for what they did too.
Right. Wow.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold.
Now, when it talks about them taking the silver and gold, what does this refer to? It refers to 70 AD when the Romans came in and they stole and they sacked Jerusalem. And not only did they take the money and the wealth, they took the records, the genealogical records, and they passed it down through all their generations and through their government systems.
And have carried into your temples.
My goodly present things. So Also, the silver and gold is referring to his people who were carried away as slaves. Read.
The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians.
Have you what?
Sold unto the Grecians. That ye might remove them far from their border.
Now, who are the Grecians? The Grecians is Esau. Now, let's go to Isaiah 63.
Okay. Isaiah 53, right?
Isaiah 63. Again, this is what the second coming is all about. It's not about religion. It's not about Christianity. It's not about
That's right.
All that stuff you've been taught in churches.
Great tribulation junk.
This is what the Great Tribulation or Jacob's trouble is about.
That's what it's called, not Great Tribulation. The trouble of Jacob.
The 12 tribes of Israel.
All right, ready? Isaiah 63.
That's why, listen, everybody, you must know who you belong to. Who is your nation? What race do you come from? Yes, the Bible is extremely racial. If you don't know that, this isn't for you. If you don't want to know it, this isn't for you. This is only for those who truly want to understand the Bible. The Bible, if you want to say, is the most racial book ever written because it was written by a racial God.
That's right.
Who loves his people. Not to say he doesn't love anyone else who doesn't keep his law, but that's why the Bible says to the Israelites first.
And then to the Gentiles.
Why do you think Paul said that to the Hebrew first, then the Gentile? Because it's always been about the tribes first.
Woe is this. Who is this that cometh from Edom?
So Edom is America.
Come on. With dry garments from Bozar.
Bozar, or the true capital of America is the UN.
Wow.
Or New York City.
This that is glorious in his apparel.
So Christ is coming back first for America.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Read.
I that speak in righteousness in the law, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine vat.
Because if we read in Revelation, Christ is going to have blood on his garments, as well as Isaiah 63.
Like him that treadeth in the wine vat, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
So Christ is coming back for blood.
And I will stain all my raiment.
Wow,
watch out.
So stop.
Something in Jeremiah.
Now let's go to, I want to show them.
I think.
Let's show them Babylon.
Okay.
America is in Bible prophecy, and we're about to show you in the Bible.
That's right.
Let's go. It's just not in we know it's in Revelation 17:18. That's Roman America joined together. Let's show you America in the Old Testament. Let's go to Isaiah. Then we'll jump to Jeremiah.
Isaiah,
and we'll close with Jeremiah. Isaiah 13.
All right. Listen close, folks.
Everyone got it? Isaiah 13. I said Isaiah 13, right? Say something right fast. I'm going to the bathroom.
All right. When I was growing up in Christianity, until 63 years old, right, Tony? We came into understanding, Mary. I was at 8 years ago, almost 7, going on 8 years now. We were taught so many twisted scriptures. I can't even tell you how many pastors have told me that there's a great tribulation. Christ is coming back as a lamb. He's going to come back, and there's no America in prophecy, all these lies. When I came into understanding and started finding out the truth, I saw it completely different from what they were teaching.
So Isaiah 13. We're going to read
right from the beginning, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Ready? The burden of Babylon.
Stop. So we understand, for those of us who've been studying and been in our word, we know who Babylon is. Babylon is America. So when you read,
that's right.
When you read about Babylon, think about America. So because it's transferable, America is Babylon. So,
and this is nothing we're teaching new. This is Bible
the
prophecy,
burden of America,
which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see.
So the Most High through the Spirit showed Isaiah thousands of years even before Christ.
Come on.
Hundreds of years before Christ, the future judgment of America.
Lift up a banner upon the high mountain.
So we're supposed to tell people what is the banner. We're supposed to show them
right.
the Bible and what the Bible has to say about the future of this nation.
Look at that. Exalt the voice unto them.
In other words, lift up your voice.
Shake the hand.
Uh-huh.
Shake at them. Tell them.
Uh-huh.
That they may go into the gates of the the nobles, right? I'm sorry. Go to the high-ranking people of the world.
Read.
I have commanded my sanctified ones.
Which are those we know, Israel, and those of us who
know the truth,
follow the commandments, keep Christ's doctrine. Those are the sanctified ones.
I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger.
Who are the mighty ones?
Wow.
The armies that will destroy America.
Even them that rejoice in my highness.
Read.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people.
So read.
A trumpet's noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Most High of hosts mustered the host of the battle.
So who is this battle? We know that eventually Babylon would be destroyed by the Medo-Persians, but that's what happened. Remember, we read in Genesis when we started about in the last days. This is speaking about America.
Wow.
Right?
Yes. Sir.
And you can read Revelation 18 and to get a little more understanding on how America fits Babylon.
They come from a far country.
They do what?
They come from a far country.
Which is the Arabs.
Come on.
Read.
From the end of heaven.
From the what of heaven?
From the end of heaven.
From the roundness of heaven.
The end, flat earth of heaven.
There it is.
Even the Most High.
Even the Most High. Read.
And the weapons.
What?
And the weapons of his indignation.
So what are the weapons? Missiles.
We're going to read that in Jeremiah. To destroy the whole land. Josh, I want
to do what?
The whole land. Listen, I don't want to correct you, but listen, up in here, look, you made a little mistake. Look, lift up a banner upon the high mountains, exalt the voice unto them. That's us, Josh. Shake the hand, shake at them, that they may go into the gates of the nobles, anywhere, the kingdoms, presidents. I have commanded my sanctified ones, you, Josh. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger. We're supposed to be angry. He's calling us, Josh, to be like that too.
Absolutely.
If he's angry, Mary, Tony.
What did David say?
See? Good.
He said, I hate those who I hate them. I hate those who hate thee.
Right. And then if he hates homosexuals, if he hates that sin and drunks and everybody who's sinning, we're supposed to hate them too, to a hate where we have to tell them in anger, hey, you better come out of your sin. That's loving them. Not what you're doing, Christian. Invite them to their church, sit in your church. They don't repent and they spread that venom in your church.
So the Most High is going to gather the nations against America. We read that in Revelation 18. And
we're going to shake the hand.
It's Revelation 17 in the New Testament.
Good job. Ready?
They come from a far country from the ends of heaven.
Look at that.
Even the Most High, and the weapons of his vengeance.
Indignation, right. Same thing. To destroy the whole.
To do what?
To destroy.
No, to leave some of it.
To destroy.
To what?
To destroy.
So America will be destroyed.
Land. There's not going to be a pretzel. There's not going to be a toothpick.
There's not going to be nothing left.
I know it's hard to see this, folks, but it's going to come.
How ye for the day of the.
So we're supposed to howl or sound the alarm in Babylon.
Is at hand.
So the day of the Most High is at hand. In other words, Christ is
coming.
Returning.
That's right. It shall come.
It shall come as a destruction.
As a what?
Destruction.
As love.
Destruction.
As peace.
Destruction.
The Bible says when they say, hold on.
Peace and safety. Yeah. No, we're going to go to Jeremiah.
No.
Or Ezekiel.
Hold that in Isaiah. Let's go. I'm going to the New Testament.
Go ahead. But when they shall say peace, Thessalonians, and safety, utter destruction coming upon
1 Thessalonians 5:3.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Josh.
The Bible says, for when they shall say peace and safety, that's what we always hear. Let's make America great again.
How about peace talks? We're making peace talks.
When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them, as a travail on a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Back to Isaiah 13. Where are we? Isaiah 13 and what?
8, I think.
6.
6. The Almighty.
Right.
Now 7.
Therefore shall all hands be faint, nobody can fight back, and every man's mind shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Wow. They're going to be on fire.
Read.
Behold, the day of the Most High cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger.
Read it again. Start it again.
Look at that. Behold, the day of the Most High cometh, cruel both with wrath.
With love.
Wrath.
With what?
Wrath.
Read.
And fierce anger. To lay the land desolate.
To do what?
Lay the land desolate.
What's he going to do to America?
Lay the land desolate. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Read.
Out of in it. Sorry.
Read.
The stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light.
Stop. So you know why? Because the tail of the dragon in Revelation is going to throw the stars down to the earth. The fallen angels are coming.
The sun shall be darkened. It in his going forth. And
now stop. You see what he remember? We just said. Remember I told you that yesterday, Josh? See, the sun is dark and the moon already, but you're not looking at it. You're just going about your business and thinking everything's okay. We're going to be all right. Go ahead, Mary.
And the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
Now that doesn't mean the moon's not going to come out. It means it's going to lose its brightness. Go ahead.
And I will punish the world for their evil.
For their what?
For their evil.
What is their evil? Hold on. Warring against the 12 tribes.
That's right. Come on, John.
Look at the screen. This is the evil that the world has done.
That's why he's
separating his people.
That's right.
And the wicked for the iniquity.
Uh huh.
And I will cause the
arrogancy
of the proud to
cease,
and will lay low the
pride, haughtiness.
Now, how do we know the Arabs?
The
Arabs or the Arabs will be the ones. Let's skip down to verse 17.
Okay, I got this.
I think 17.
Watch this. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them.
Who are the Medes? The Iranians.
Which shall not regard silver.
That's why
they don't need your money.
That's why they have rejected the Europeans in their country.
That's right. The Rothschilds have no hold on them. And as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Go back to verse 13 and 13.
Verse 13?
Verse 13.
Hold on.
13, 14, 15.
Wait a minute.
And then we'll go to Jeremiah 50.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
So now after
13,
that,
I'm sorry.
after that,
13, 14, and 15.
I'm sorry, 13. Therefore, I will shake the heavens.
I will what?
And the earth shall
I will what?
shake the heavens.
How can you shake something that spins?
Come on. Come on. And the earth shall remove out of her place.
How can they have earthquakes when the earth spins?
In the wrath of the Most High.
Continue.
And in the day of his fierce anger.
Uh-huh.
And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
So in other words, everyone's going to go back to their own nation.
Wow.
Stop. Let's finish Jeremiah 50 verse 8. Jeremiah 50 and 8, right?
Yeah.
And we'll read a little more in Jeremiah 50, then we'll close after we read verse 8 because
Jeremiah 50.
It's time to get serious, people.
Yeah.
We don't have much time for this place.
We don't. Jeremiah 58. Remove out of the midst of Babylon. And go forth.
It's biblical
out of the land of the Chaldeans.
America
is Chaldeans.
The Bible says to get out of Babylon because the Most High doesn't want the ones that are following him to be caught up in the judgment or the destruction that's coming here. Continue, read.
Okay. And be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. That's all the Muslim nations. Shall set themselves in array.
They shall what?
They shall set themselves in array against her.
So who is the north? Wait. The north country, everybody, is Iran and the Islamic nations.
All Islam nations.
So remember we read in Isaiah 13 how they won't desire silver, gold. In other words, that means that's why the Europeans have tried so hard to conquer them because they can be bought.
Right, awesome, Josh. From thence she shall be taken.
She shall be what?
Taken.
She shall be loved.
Their arrows,
their missiles
shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. In other words, they'll all hit their target. And Chaldea shall be a spoil.
Or America shall be a spoil. Read.
All that spoil her shall be, I got it all crossed out, be satisfied.
Read.
Say the Most High. Because ye were glad.
America was glad.
Come on, watch this. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage.
What is his heritage?
No, God forgives. He's not going to let that happen. It doesn't matter what happened to the tribes.
Love. Look at this.
He's all love.
This is his heritage.
There's his heritage. You know what America did to the tribes of Acaad, the American Indians, and Judah, the Negroes? It's coming, folks.
Read.
Because ye are grown fat as the heifer.
So you've gotten rich off of the captivity and the slavery of the 12 tribes.
And bellow as bulls.
Read.
Again, Mary, your mother?
Your mother shall be sworn.
Sore.
Who is the mother of Babylon? Europe.
Come on.
Confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed.
Read.
Behold, the
hindermost
of nations shall be a wilderness
Wow.
of dry land and a desert.
That's what's going to happen.
Wow.
Wow.
Read that.
Because of the wrath of the Most High.
Because of the love of the Most High.
The wrath of the Most High, it shall not be inhabited.
What is America going to be?
Nobody can live here.
Uh-huh.
But it shall be wholly desolate.
What?
Wholly desolate.
Wholly means completely.
Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished. Now, you know what that means? Now, see, when they read this, they say, see, they're talking about Europe. No, they're not.
They're talking
Because
about...
there's going to be people in the sea. Revelation, the ships, the merchants are going to be weeping. They're going to see the smoke of her torment.
Because they can't make money here no more.
And they can't stop there anymore. They can't go on the land.
Read.
Good, Mary.
And this and all her plates.
Look at that and say, look at this. Okay?
But,
Yeah.
wait, what verse are you at?
14.
Put yourselves in array against America or Babylon.
Come on.
Around about.
Circle. Look at
All
that.
ye that bend the bow.
Look at that. Everybody who has missiles, it's going to come from all sides.
Shoot at her.
You can't run away.
Shoot at her.
That's why you got to get.
Spare not.
No.
Spare no
what's those
arrow.
things that you can go away to another country.
Spare
Passports.
no arrow.
You better get passports.
For she hath sinned against the Most High. Shout against her.
Come on.
Round about. She hath given.
Shoot.
She hath given her hand.
Shout.
Oh.
For her. Given her hand. Her fornication.
Wow.
And fallen. Her foundations are fallen.
Revelation. Fallen.
Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Most High. Take vengeance upon her, so hath she done. Do to her.
Double.
Cut off the sower from America or Babylon, and them that handleth the sickle, the agriculturalists,
Right.
the food.
Stop everything from coming here.
In the time of harvest.
In the time of harvest.
For fear of oppressing
sword. They shall turn away one to his people. And they shall flee everyone to his land.
Homeland, that's right. Israel is a scattered sheep.
Israel is what?
A scattered sheep.
Who is Israel, everybody?
Come on.
Read that.
The lions have...
Wait. Start that verse over.
Israel is a scattered sheep.
That's who's scattered in the earth today.
The lions have driven him away.
Who are the lions? The nations.
That's right. First, the king of Assyria.
Because the king of Assyria, Shalmaneser, is the first one who took them out of their land.
That's right. And last, this Nebuchadnezzar.
Who is the new king of Babylon? Donald Trump is Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible.
Wow. King of Babylon has broken.
King of what?
King of Babylon.
So who's the king of Babylon? Or now they're saying that they're going to put Obama over the UN.
Wow.
And the UN is the head of Babylon. So Obama is going to become the new king of Babylon again.
Therefore, thus say the Most High of hosts, the God of Israel. Behold, I will punish the king of Babylon,
America,
and his land, as I have punished the king of Assyria.
All right, good.
Stop.
All right.
That's good for now.
That's good. That's good. Wow. So you think, you know, and listen to this. I want to say something here real quick. We heard a white Baptist church preach on Jeremiah, and he said the same thing. This is America. Now, if he knows about it, then he's got some understanding, doesn't he, Josh?
Mm.
So we don't have long. We don't have long at all. Not at all.
So we hopefully everyone enjoyed. This was a good Bible study. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Shabbat. And get ready for Pentecost in May.
Yes.